Hey everyone, I hope you're doing well. This is going to be a quick video about some cool hardware and software updates for the PocketMage. So if you aren't familiar, this is the PocketMage PDA. This is a project I've been working on for a while. There's a bunch of old videos you can take a look at if you're interested. But essentially it's an open source, open hardware, open software PDA device. And this top screen is e-ink and this bottom screen is OLED. The idea is that since this e-ink screen is really easy on the eyes, we want to be reading stuff off of it, but the refresh rate is slow. So we have the OLED to help compensate. So it's kind of a hybrid system, and how it works is that if you want to type something, I'll use this one as an example. The word you're typing or the line you're typing shows up on the OLED here. And then when you hit enter, it kind of moves up to the top in the text. And this will become more apparent once I start messing around in the text editor. But the basic idea of this is a nice productivity tool that you can use and also something to tinker with. Let's get into some of these new features that I've added. And really what these new features, center around is being able to use this as a writing device. I know there's been a lot of interest in this as kind of a writer deck device. And, I kind of wanted to cater to that because I think that's awesome. PocketMage obviously is really cool for quick notes and stuff, but if you want to type something longer, it's a little bit more challenging because of the small keyboard. Small stuff, it's fine, and you can get away with using just this keyboard, but I figured it would be nice to have a full keyboard support. So I've added that, and I've also added Markdown support. And if you don't know what Markdown is, it's a language that uses basic text files, but you're able to represent headings, bolds, italics, different formatting, stuff like that, all in a basic text format. So I've added full Markdown capabilities, and yeah, let's jump into it. Also, I have to show off that if you leave the device idle for too long, a little Mage starts walking around your screen, and this just uses some simple procedural animations and a cute little Mage guy. Let's start with the keyboard support that I've added. So what you're gonna need is one of these cables, and this is just USB-C to USB-A, or just a simple USB-C keyboard. Mine is this fat old one, so I need this adapter. You can also use a little one like this. This also works, it's the same thing. I'm just gonna use this one for simplicity. So what you're gonna wanna do is grab your keyboard. I don't know how well this is gonna fit in frame. Let me actually double check. Okay, kind of poorly. I'm gonna move things around a little bit. But I've got my keyboard here. Here's the wire. Just plug this in. And then I'll take this end and plug it into the USB-C port on the PocketMage. There it is. You can see my lights have turned on for my keyboard. I'm just using a little thing back here to prop this up. Zooming in on the OLED on the bottom, it may be a bit hard to see, but you can see a readout here that says USB sync, and that means that this USB port is acting as a power source for this keyboard. And if we want to use the keyboard, we can start typing. Whoops, hello. And this keyboard works just like the built-in keyboard. So say I wanted to go in settings and I wanted to turn off the clock. I could do that on here. You can see it's gone. If I want the clock to turn back on, just do clock true, and we've got our clock back. We can exit out of the settings menu, and we can check out the new text app. So if I load up text here by typing txt, we can load into the Markdown text editor. So you can see here I have a blank file, just the kind of hello heading. And if we want to start typing, we can do so. You see here we're typing in the body style, so that means just normal text. So if I wanted to do this is a body paragraph, I could do that, and I will get just a body paragraph. I can type more like this, another line, a third line, pardon my typing, and we can go on like this forever if we want to. Can even start typing a really, really, really super duper long line, and you can see that once we get to the end of the line and it detects that it's going to go on to the next one, we get this animation up here to let us know. And next time we hit space, it adds that line to our text. So now we can mess with other styles. If we hit Shift and do minus, we can change to heading 1. And heading 1 is the largest heading. So you can see that is huge, and we can put body text under it if we want to. Let's try heading 2. We'll hit Shift and minus. Again, these key bindings are not the greatest, but they will be updated later. So we have heading 2 now. This one should be a little bit smaller. Some more body text. Let's try heading 3. Just a little bit smaller again. So you can see that you can have different heading styles and things like that, and it'll all work, perfectly fine as you would expect. It's not quite Microsoft Word, but for something like this, it's really nice to just have basic formatting. But we can go even deeper than this. Say we want to make a sentence that emphasizes this word. Say we want to emphasize the word this. We can do Shift and plus to change to bold this word. And if we hit enter, we can see that this shows up bolded. You can also do, you can do a bunch of different things. So say you wanted this word to be bold, the one you're typing, you can change styles here. You can change it to bold, italic, bold and italic, or normal. And those show up here and on the top screen. So let's make this one bold. Let's make this one italic. And this one both. And you can see those are properly rendered on this screen as well. But we can also do more than this. Let's create a couple new lines. And we can do, let's try, so we got 3 headings. We got a quote. This is a quote block. That adds this little bar here, and if you do multi-line, it will extend down. So this is a really long and interesting quote about things. And you can see that you get a multi-line quote as well, and it kind of adds a nice indent and a nice line so that you can have that, nice inline formatting. Let's create a couple new lines here, and then we will do an ordered list. So list item, list item, list item, list item. This is a really interesting list with a lot of different things. But essentially we can create an ordered list like that. We can also do unordered list. That's a bit simpler. Hello world. And we just get a simple unordered list like that. And it automatically formats for the lists. When you hit enter, it keeps the list going. Let's see what else we can do. We can do code. So code block looks like this. The code block adds a line on either side, and it makes the font like unispacing or uniform spacing, so it kind of looks like code. So say you wanted to type, let's keep that code block and type int x equals 3 or something. Let's do that. So that'll look more like code than, say, if you typed it on a normal body line, like int x equals 3. It just formats it so it's nicer to read and makes it easier in that way. Got a horizontal rule, so that just adds a simple line like that. We also have, yeah, that's it, just body. And the nice thing about this editor is that it retains the previous functionality of scrolling. So if we use scroll here, we actually get a better live preview of what we're looking at. And when we stop scrolling, it'll go to it. Let me zoom in on that for you guys. So here's that preview. We can see that the headings are really big. We get our proper horizontal lines. We even have items for lists. Those are our lists there. And we have the code blocks formatted properly and our normal lines as well. And then we have a quick summary of what that line is shown on the right with formatting. So again, these are just some kind of quality of life updates, especially geared towards people who want to use the PocketMage for writing and drafting and stuff like that. This will make it a lot easier to, use this device for things that aren't just jotting a few quick notes. So the use of the keyboard makes it, a way more pleasant experience for writing longer stuff, especially, I created this massive document in the span of like 3 or 4 minutes, maybe 5 minutes. And it would have taken a lot longer had I used this small keyboard. So yeah, the PocketMage just became your next writer deck. Thanks for watching, and thank you so much to all my supporters over on Patreon. I hope you all have a great day. See ya.